Alright. OBS says the stream is live, so hopefully it'll tick on in a moment. Looks like it's starting up.
Alright, there we go. For some reason my mic wasn't working.
It's
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. I'm just checking to see if the stream's working. Alright.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Already starting off with technical difficulties.
I can't hear you guys.
Alright.
Can you? Hello, Jack.
Oh.
We're here. Jack, we are here.
Yeah.
Okay,
we,
good.
we can hear you.
Okay,
we're
good.
just trying to get the streams to start.
Well, it's already
it's
live, so
great at this moment in time.
So with that being said, hello everyone, welcome. This is the Rift
Oh,
and
okay.
today we were talking about School Raze, the season 8 finale.
Alright, so we gonna get this started?
Yeah, it's already started, Jack. We've said this multiple times. This whole discussion is being live streamed. You're welcome.
It is totally.
Unless he's having audio issues again. Regardless, I'm just gonna go down the list for introductions. So, Blue, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, Pick.
Oh, hey, Nuntry.
Even though you guys already know who I am, hey guys, it's Blue Prism. My channel is speed paints, song covers, eventual review, and just random art. Stay tuned.
Again. Alrighty then.
Hello.
Let's see. Next on the list is Digi.
Hello, everyone. DigiGex90 here.
Alright, simple. Jack, would you like to introduce yourself next?
This is Jack the Hero.
Alright, short. Nantri, your turn.
Egg.
Egg? That's okay. Nantri's an egg confirmed. Put down your theories. No more theories. He's an egg. Alright, Patrick, your turn.
I have an intro, but it got lost in the email. Go to the next person.
Awesome. Pig Fairy, this is your first time. Hello, how's it going? Very descriptive. Do you need a moment to fix your settings before we can get back to you?
Yeah, please.
Sure thing. Shadow.
Laser, I can't hear you.
Did my audio cut out? Can
No,
anyone
I
it's
can
fine.
hear you just fine.
I could be able to hear you just fine, man.
Do I just need to speak up?
Let
Is
me
that
switch
the
to my
issue?
phone. Wait a sec.
Alright then. Anyway, Shadow Wizard, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Shadow Wizard, and I do a lot of podcasts of review on episodes and Tokusatsu from Tokusatsu to MLP. Tokusatsu as in Kamen Rider, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And then that's done our whole list. My internet is doing great. Not really. Alright, let's see. So, Pig Fairy, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everybody. I'm kind of new to the Rift City, but my name's Pick Fairy. I do a lot of My Little Pony art on DeviantArt, and I also want to do reviews in the future. I just have to finish up my vectors.
Alrighty. I'm with you there on doing reviews. My vectors are, still in pieces.
And I'm just kidding.
And breezing away, and it's breezing away.
Yeah.
Hey, can I do my intro over? Cause
Sure,
I was.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Jack the Hero. I sometimes write my own little reviews on stuff or whatever I'm thinking about that's MLP related, and I also do art, and I'm working on animation for a school.
Alright, awesome. That is everyone we've got in the call right now. I'm sure people will pop in and pop out during the stream, but
You meant pony?
yeah. But for now, who would like to start? And by start,
Me.
I mean, is anyone on a time crunch?
Me.
Alright.
Me.
No, I
yes,
can stay in for a bit.
Yeah, Shadow, you're
Ladies and
usually
gentlemen, may I please read
gotta
the
go
synopsis
quickly.
first?
Huh?
I can
May I read the synopsis really quick for the episode?
We kind of
Go
stopped
ahead.
doing that because it kills a lot of time. And some people here are time sensitive, like Shadow. So,
Okay.
and if you haven't seen the episode yet, well, there's spoilers, and you probably should have watched the episode for anyone watching. So, anyway, without further ado, Shadow, would you like to start us off?
So we get the villain of the series, the cute but deadly Cozy Glow.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually my positive. She's cute but deadly, like Snuggrits.
Oh wow.
Funny.
I know he will be cheesed off with me afterwards. And
I think you'll live, man. I think you'll be okay. He's a very forgiving person.
I know. I want to see his reaction, though. You know.
All right, here.
Another thing is the return of Tartarus and Hira and a bunch of voice actors. And it's pretty interesting that they changed the area from just a cage to actually a cave, and it rhymes. I never messed with Pinkie Pie.
Mm-hmm.
One of this annoying. Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, I was gonna say weirdest thing I thought about Tartarus. Now that we got a closer look, is the fact that it really is, it's just a cave and it's not that big.
Well, I mean, it's not like they throw a lot of people in there, right? Like, and by looking at the other things that were in there, it's really surprising that like they just. Equestria apparently has so little threats that they literally just throw in the one-time villains in there. Like, I feel like Flim and Flam have done more damage than a cockatrice and a bugbear.
That's a lot of damage
in there. Let's be honest.
Well, they're not.
The League of Evil Ponies appears.
Yeah, it's the Legion of Doom for Equestria. All of
I seriously want that to happen.
Oh no.
Well, actually, Flim and Flam haven't really. If you really think about it, all they've done is just a couple of scams and stuff. Really, I mean, if anyone is actually dangerous as far as villains are concerned, I mean, Trixie with the Alicorn amulet.
Yeah, Trixie and Starlight should be locked up too. Honestly.
Everybody should be in there. You get locked up, and you get locked up, and you get locked
Patrick,
up.
we only have so much space. We can't get too liberal with locking people
Patrick, I think there's not enough space for all the ponies of Equestria villains.
You can fit them in. This is
I will put Patrick in.
Shoot, so
If
Jack,
I may,
sorry, we got on a tangent. Would you like to complete your thought, and then Shadow can get back rolling?
Okay, so
if we're going to be really strict with who we imprison, even Twilight as Unicorn with her want it, need it spell, which manipulated minds, and the fact that that was in possession of mind altering spells.
And it's not that bad. I feel like because Twilight's a person that could just easily, you slap her on the wrist. Like, Twilight's biggest issue is the fact that she idolizes people too much, that if you can just get Celestia to come in, tell Twilight to snap out of it, then the problem solves, pretty much.
No, there's one thing that should be in Tartarus. It should be Bloomberg, because Bloomberg started an entire war.
Lock up the tree.
I was just saying, if we were going to be like super strict about it.
Well, yeah. Well, if we're gonna be super strict, then the main six at one point in time should have done timeout in Tartarus.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Shadow, would you like to continue?
Another thing is, I really wish that Counselor Naysay was actually a villain. He did not.
He was more of a villain in other episodes. This time, he just sort of was there for... I don't know, like, he literally just marches in and seizes the school as if he has any authority whatsoever, because it was already declared that it was out of their authority. So the fact that he waltzed in and that the rest of the EU, or the EA, the education system, was cool with it was
EA
odd.
Sports.
EA.
EA Sports, yeah, because EA Sports let him walk in and just seize the castle. It made no sense.
See, I like the fact that he's not a villain because in reality, he's sort of right about the school in some aspects. These lots.
Oh yeah, they've caused so much trouble. That's true.
And he's not necessarily wrong in all his aspects. He's wrong in some of them, and I do agree that he is unjustifiably hated against non-pony-like. But it doesn't make him
the racism thing they pushed way too hard, I feel.
I don't know. I mean, it kind of goes back against him and makes him realize, it's not just other races. We have to worry about ponies, and it kind of makes sense to why he changed away when he finds out Cozy Glow is evil.
Yeah, I also think it was a good idea to not make the racist guy evil and actually make him somewhat reasonable, because that's kind of true. That's kind of true to life. Not everyone who's racist is completely unreasonable, and some people who were racist at one point, changed their mind. So using Naysay as a racist who, because of circumstances, changed his mind and became, less racist. That's a good lesson to teach. You show some racists, if you show that they're wrong, they'll realize the error of their ways.
Well,
yeah, I suppose to an extent. I feel like that's a bit of an extreme example because,
everybody's racist, as the song sings.
Oh no, we're not singing that there. We can't afford the copyright. But the thing with that is I'm pretty sure they've covered this idea before when visiting other different meeting other different species. I'm pretty sure. I can't think off the top of my tongue, but there have been other people that didn't get along with non-pony people, and I feel like this is a it's just the issue with him is the fact that he had no ground or standing for his case. He was just racist for the sake of being racist.
Well, he had a
there was another one.
He had a reason for the changelings, because the changelings did attack their kingdom.
Not liking changelings had bias because changelings, attempted a hostile takeover of Equestria. The Chancellor Naysay just knows these people exist and dislikes them.
Actually, if you look at the episode, past episodes, and how certain creatures acted towards.
They definitely misbehaved and they caused some panic, and I definitely agree with that. But he started initially not before seeing them, assumed it was a bad idea to include all creatures. Before the damage was done, he was against it.
Well, again, let's look at dragons. The only thing that ponies, up until recently had known about dragons are that they're greedy, extremely violent, and super territorial. That's what most ponies, knew about dragons. That's the only common knowledge they had. And with griffins, the only history that they had was, they're extremely greedy, and the only thing that unites them is gold.
Yeah, and then there was also Spike, who's been present the entire time. So the dragon thing kind of gets thrown out of the window, even though it's a well-known stereotype. Spike has still been there for ages and kept his own. And he has different circumstances, but still.
Really?
Yeah.
The griffin is hard to refute. That's a pretty well-known stereotype, and that would make sense. But oh well.
And Yak Smash.
Yak Smash. Yeah. The only one I cannot argue for why he hates is the hippogriff. Because what have the hippogriffs done that are bad? Unless they did some sort of
the hippogriffs
injustice.
have been so obsolete, were completely obsolete until the movie. So like their existence was completely under the radar. So Chancellor Neisei had nothing against the hippogriffs, or no ground to stand against the hippogriffs afterwards. But also earlier I heard Blue,
At their high ground.
yeah, the high ground.
But there's also the fact that that there's always a case to be made for fear of the unknown, and also past experiences with meeting new species.
All right, but
How
again,
about the deers?
and yeah, those
They take our
those
jobs.
avenues are open,
Deers.
but they've never been they were never touched on specifically with him. So as we know of his character, he had little to no ground to stand on. But anyway, Blue, you want to chirp in about us knowing there's a specific character that you could think of?
Actually, I was gonna mention xenophobia is what I think Neisei is going through.
Okay. Also,
You
wait,
know-
and there was that one time, there was the, bridal gossip where everyone was afraid of Zecora just because she was a zebra.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So I feel like, okay, so I feel
I didn't know she was a
Equestria
zebra,
is
though.
definitely prone to fear of the unknown because they're just no offense, but they're just kind of like, until they got more used to daily hazards, they were kind of a cowardice race in the fact that they were just afraid of everything.
I think
Yeah,
Chancellor
this is-
Neisei reads the Daily Mail.
And even if Chancellor Neisei didn't personally go through bad experiences meeting new species, since
Probably others, yeah.
since other ponies did and they recorded it, he could have read about it and developed his opinion based off of those records.
Yeah, but again, and
another thing I
the big issue is the fact that none of this is built up, so this is all basically speculation.
It kind of
We've got some
reminds-
pretty good assumptions, and I think, Jack, you're definitely making a great argument for him. But the issue is, you're a person who you're just a person who has, who's guessing what he's going through because the show unfortunately doesn't explicitly tell us. So I think that you make a very good point, but the issue still stands that the show, I feel, didn't fully explain why he was so against other creatures.
I kind of
Yeah.
like the fact they leave it open and ended there.
Yeah, I feel
because
like it could
that's
get a
people-
lot muddier too if we had more, diction to it. I feel like leaving it open-ended does add some nice things to it. Like, then it's it's up to people like us to speculate and think why he's the way he is. But
Yeah,
it still
admittedly,
odd.
sorry, admittedly, the only reason why, the way I came to this conclusion is through watching past episodes and what other characters have seen. Not
Yeah, I get you.
explicitly that Neisei himself actually read those records.
Yeah, alright. Anyway, that was a long rant about racism of all things. Shadow, do you have any more thoughts about the episode? I assume so. We've kind of only scratched the surface here.
Another thing is this exists, but continuing. But that's another story. Continuing, there's not. What did I even write down?
You're after
Yeah,
Chancellor Neisei and how you were glad that he wasn't. Wait, no. Were you glad or upset that he wasn't the main villain?
Upset because
Upset,
I
okay.
actually was I was hoping that Cozy and they say actually team up or something, and before it's sad,
Yeah, the idea was hinted at, but I feel it's a nice twist that they made her her own villain, that she wasn't working for anyone we thought
Yeah.
she might be. It made a very interesting twist.
It's also hinted at by her cutie mark being a chess piece, as in she's pretty much playing everyone like pawns.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
this is a nice subtle time that to mention that Snogritz is making an excellent art piece depicting this sort of idea. So you can guys check out Snogritz DeviantArt and his Twitter for updates. It'll be posted on DeviantArt promotion. Okay, we're good. Moving on.
Also,
Yeah.
I can read what I was right. I wrote it. It's a pretty solid episode. It's not not much. It's not a bad episode, and yeah, I could say more things, but I already said most of the things on my Shadow Up episode for School Raze and self
Oh,
promotion.
is that some self promotion I hear? On Shadow Wizard's channel, go check it out. He talks about the episode in greater depth.
Shadow, one quick question: where do you put this out of the other finales? Do you think this is the best finale, this is the worst finale, or do you say it's in between the others? Whereabouts?
It's been a while since I've seen all of the finales. It's one of the much interesting ones. That's why I'm going to leave it. It's not the best because I like the fighting from T-Rex versus Twilight.
I feel like everyone still talks about that fight, despite how old it is at this point.
I remember back in my day, we did
Alright, yeah, it's okay.
I'll also say
It's the biggest
my
sacrifice.
favorite is the season 5 finale. Just
Well, it's not as bad as season 3 finale when
Ooh,
Twilight.
shots fired.
Fight me, Shadow! Fight me! I will
alright,
fight you! I will fight you!
Okay,
Knocks
so
Patrick out.
In my opinion, season 2 is honestly the best.
alright, here, okay then, shoot. So Shadow, overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this finale?
Should give me a sec. I written
He's
this
gotta do
down
some
on.
math. He's gotta whip out the
Add the
calculator.
1, subtract the 0, add
Oh,
another
don't forget
one,
the round to
add
2.
another one. Divide it by pi, add a billion.
It's gotta be a well-rounded answer.
is it like it's like numbers are floating past Shadow's face.
Wait,
just
wait,
like...
not true. You're using
Solid
like oh sorry. You guys all have the rating formula I sent you on DMs, right? The formula tells you how you rate the episode.
I don't know what you're talking about. What the hell are you talking about?
It's the formula, man. The formula, dude. It's the
Have you not
quadratic
seen the
equation of
formula?
MLP
Is
reviews.
it formula?
MLP
You never
plus
got one.
pony equals pony plus little equals My Little Pony.
Yeah, P equals MV squared, which equals 4. Oh,
Maybe
boy.
could they talk about maths afterwards because I want to keep my mind intact before exams.
Alright then. So, shall we move on?
It is 9 out of 10. I checked because me and another friend did a rating sheet, but
Alright.
it's fun. And I'm going to head off now.
Alright
See
then,
ya.
thank you for joining us.
See ya.
See ya. And visit me on my channel because I got more podcasts coming up.
Yeah, so, and as always, everyone's channel is linked in the main channel. If you go to the Rift City homepage, and on the right-hand side, you will see channels, and that will list everyone's YouTube channel. We also have a DeviantArt group linked up, which I believe just has about every one of our members in the DeviantArt group, mostly. We've at least shown it to them multiple times, and whether or not they've joined is up to them at this point. But
We
anyway.
have stuff. We like
Wait,
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not listed on the channel.
What? Not sure you're not on the chat. Oh crap! Not sure you could have
Damn
like have waited after the stream to mention that. Well,
God
if
damn it, we
you
need to add
YouTube
somebody
search
actually
Nontree, you'll
connected
find
to
it, and at the
channel.
end of the stream, I will make sure that list is updated. All right then. Moving on. Is anyone
gotta
else
roll
on a
off.
time-sensitive schedule? Is that a no then? All right. Would anyone like to volunteer to go next?
I want to tribute.
All right, that's 4 people. So let's start with.
I
the
was about
top.
to say that.
Yeah, so let's start with Blue, just because he's at the top of the list, and we'll work our way down.
Because,
So,
yeah.
all in all, I like the episode.
All right.
Granted, it's not my favorite of finales. That honor goes to season 2, but it was still pretty good. We got to see the students in graduation gowns, which kind of is a bit of a reference because it's kind of a sad year for me because it's the last year of high school.
Yeah,
So
well,
the episode
they were
kinda
only
hit a
there
little
for
home
one
for me.
semester, apparently.
Hello?
Which is kind of odd, because the semester goes from spring...
Oh dear
from-
God, I killed
from
the chat.
fall- From fall to spring, which is an odd semester. Usually a semester is, half the year, but oh well.
Yeah, Blue will all play our very tiny violins for you when you leave.
Oh, he's already vamoosed. He's gone. We lost him. He's
Oh.
dead, boys. It's a sad day. We
Jim.
lost Blue Prism. His memory will live on in his YouTube channel, which you can all search on the Rift City channel, Blue Prism. Oh boy! All right.
Let's get
so,
someone who. Let's
Yeah.
get a
So
talented-
while Blue is missing in action, Digi, would you like to share your thought? Oh wait, is Blue back? Have you
Something
returned?
weird's going.
Do you need some time to sort
Oh.
it out, and we can have Digi go?
I fixed the issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
all right.
It was
Blue,
a
please
freaking
continue.
headphone icon. Anyways, yada yada. Episode hit home for me because graduation. And let me just say that Chancellor Naysay, he kind of reminded me of one of the teachers I used to have. And it kind of reminds me of the incident back in 1960s with the Little Rock Nine.
Hmm?
Wait, you guys didn't learn about that in U.S. history?
Wait.
Little Rock. What
I'm
year
British.
was that?
I'm British.
Yeah,
Sit-
Patrick's British. Nontree's Australian. So what year?
It was like in the 60s.
Oh, the 60s weren't important. 60s was a huge media age. Like, the only thing that really, like, 60s grew massively in media and production. That's all you really need to know about the 60s.
Oh, Nontri, you live in Australia. I didn't know you lived in Tartarus.
Yeah, the bugs are really bad because they keep crawling out from the gate.
Yeah.
And the spiders are as big as dinner plates.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got that joke through.
And it's-
Yeah,
Blue,
Blue, back to you.
We made it into Australia.
An episode part that I didn't like was the fact that Cozy Glow was just putting on the cutesy wootsy act when I saw her, Victory rolls. Okay, she's gonna be the queen bee word in this episode with a capital B.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, she kind of had "I'm evil" written all over her face. In fact, which is why if you look at the stream, one of my favorite things I added was a GIF that saying with her face saying "evil intensifies."
I saw that. It's beautiful.
I found it. I'm like, this has to go in the stream because it's so accurate.
And a part that kind of scared me was the scare in the clouds scene,
The what?
aka
Oh,
I
you,
have
Ah,
meanwhile, Raymond shows the students the clouds go weather factory. Then Starlight's magic fails.
Yeah.
Yona falls through the clouds, plumets towards the ground. Then all of a sudden, everybody in the non-lenient people start to fall as well. That kind of scared me. Like, what if they don't catch them all?
that's
Well,
what
I
we
mean,
call.
it's a kid show. No one. It's like they say in George of the Jungle. No one dies in this movie. They just get really big boo boos.
Got the
Um,
jungle.
Oh, I
Have you
was
seen
gonna,
cartoons from the past?
I was gonna say that. Yeah, the implication of a bunch of Pegasi falling. That's what we call fridge horror. The more you think about it, the more horrifying it becomes.
Oh man, that's pretty intense. Well, I feel like there's a lot of things if you really think about it in MLP. If you think about it too much, it starts to get worrying. Like how little how few parents these children have at this point. Like, it's getting kind of concerning. Like, did because like shoot, it was I'm already blanking out in the main villain.
Gallus not have. No, Gallus
Cozy
doesn't
Glow.
have parents. No.
Cozy Glow doesn't have parents, right?
We don't know that yet.
We honestly really don't know.
Because
We're not.
I'm pretty
Scoodle
sure
it.
when she said she didn't have friends that like it was implying that she didn't have a family or anything.
We don't even know where she comes from.
Yeah, so like
Well,
with Cozy
what do you-
Glow, like
what do
we never learn about her base of operations. She doesn't really have a family, and if she does, do the royal guards just say, "Hey, you know your daughter? Yes. Oh, or our little angel. Yeah, we locked her up in Tartarus. Okay, bye." Like, and the guards just walk away as their parents stand in shock as their child was imprisoned for life. Like, was
I
there a
actually
note sent
think-
home?
What is it, Pink?
Oh, sorry. If I may interject, I actually think that the parents of Cozy Glow are fully aware of how Cozy Glow is because they probably are just as under her manipulation as her friends were.
Ooh.
That's a fair point, but again, them be like, unless she explicitly told them never to show up ever, that I don't think it'd be sustainable, because just if we're going into that sort of territory, we have to realistically think, how do you hide your parents and keep them sustainable? Like, they have to leave the house eventually. You have to have a house. They can't just not exist. They can't be so if they are around, they can't be so insignificant that Twilight's never considered contacting them, or anyone's considered talking to them saying, hey, your child is struggling at school. Like, it's incredibly unlikely that her parents were like, so that she was able to manipulate her parents that they hadn't shown their faces to anyone, and no one and everyone happened to not question it.
You forget about Zephyr Breeze. Zephyr Breeze did that, remember? And he wasn't even as evil.
Yeah, but again, but Zephyr Breeze had parents, and he was supposed to be an adult, so people don't really wonder where he goes, where he goes to sleep at night, like, Cozy Glow, it's like, hey, Cozy Glow, where do you live? Like, how do you get home? Like, and she's attending a school, and if she's doing bad, Twilight should have at least once contacted her parents.
Maybe she doesn't have any.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, sorry.
I was saying it's incredibly unlikely that I'm sure Cozy Glow's, like, she's a masterman. She's really good at manipulating people, as we've seen in this episode. But, like, I don't think she's so good that that everyone else would be so ignorant as to never check, her home or check to see her parents.
You say that, but I think she actually that's why she was doing all the things she did. To make sure nobody checked her home, make sure nobody was too really asking that kind of question. Why do you think she cheated on the exam? Why do you think she talked the way she did? Why do you think she did certain things?
Yeah,
supposedly, but it's still incredibly odd for her parents to be treated like they don't exist. Like, I've known good and bad students I've been to, I've gone through multiple years of education, and never once had I known a teacher that was completely unaware that a kid had parents, and never once saw them.
Maybe her parents are just as evil. How on earth did she get in contact with Tarek, of all people?
And I was going to ask that in my own thoughts.
She found the dark web and found his account. She got onto the dark web and searched up bountyhunters.com, and then she found T-Rex was retiree. Or how to take over Equestria.net and looked it up.
Or I've got a bit of a
let me just search it up real quick.
What if T-Rex and actually the parents of Cozy Glow?
Again,
what?
But then again, where are her parents though? Why do we know nothing about her parents if they like?
Well, if we consider this, T-Rex absorbs magic, and magic can actually.
She was related to T-Rex.
No, I disagree with that. I think she's working for someone we haven't seen yet.
Season
9 Larson is coming back.
The question is,
if no one wants wing, if you won't accept me giving out wings, then I'll take away your magic instead. Well, M.A. Larson's greatest revenge upon MLP.
We know nobody knows what that portal, that magic was going to.
The only other dimension we know of that where the magic couldn't be retrieved is the Equestria Girls universe. That's the only place we know of in canon.
They could easily create another one. We have had there are hints at other alternate universes. Remember, there is the alternate universe in the comic where Celestia is
Comics
evil.
Aren't canon.
And Cadence is a emo.
Larky.
If anyone knows that comic, they know what I'm on about.
Yeah, but it's also not canon, so.
Hey guys, if I may interject, despite the comics not being quote unquote canon.
Well, yeah, they're like sub-canon or something.
Right.
So canon until proven wrong.
Right. But like I was saying, even though they're not technically canon, aspects of them are being put into the show.
Yeah,
such
but
as
I'm trying to avoid people going off, and maybe it's just me personally. I have a personal gripe with this because I made a theory a long while back, and everyone kept saying, "Oh, but in the book, Cadence is a Pegasus," and and I never use books or comics as sources that I cite for information. At least for MLP, because they aren't 100% canon, and it can be overwritten whenever the show wants.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's definitely plausible that they'll, use the idea and whatnot. But for now, I personally am not gonna use that as a frame. Use that, or cite that as a source for the sake that it could be overwritten whenever Hasbro wants to.
Anyways, I'm going to finish off by saying my thoughts again on the episode. Liked it, not my personal favorite finales. I rank it about...
He's using the formula right now. It's processing. Okay, carry the
brain
2.
machine.
Square the 3.
Multiply.
Could you repeat?
My Wi-Fi decided to kick me again, so let me try saying it again. I ranked the episode 8 out of 10 puddings.
8 out of 10 pudding. Dude, that's pretty cheap in America standards. That's only like 12. Actually, no, that's expensive for an episode. Good job. All right, so we have roughly a $30 episode. Very good in U.S. standards.
$30.
And I'm signing off.
Sayonara. Right. Take care.
Bye.
Alrighty.
Losing people at this point. We're gonna have nobody in chat.
Yeah. All right. Next on the list is Digi.
Thank you. Let's just say, despite that I'm actually going to be doing a collab on this episode.
Oh, which plug for Digi's channel where you can watch reviews about episodes. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
And him play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh for some reason.
Yeah,
it's a good meme right now.
Games on motorcycles.
Although that's mostly because due to being inspired from Yugi Bernie.
Yeah. And it's a hot meme right now because apparently Yu-Gi-Oh's resurfaced hard in the brony community for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it was all perpetuated from Yugi. So if your subscription box is filled with Yu-Gi-Oh content, blame Yugi Brody because he started it.
I blame
the popular started resurfacing, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he was the one that basically I think jump started it. Because he made it popular again because his whole shtick is Yu-Gi-Oh and whatnot. So if you don't like Yu-Gi-Oh and you like MLP, then it's a rough time to be a Brody.
I wonder how you'd wonder if his gimmick was Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's work that out!
Yeah, we're changing this. This is not a theory about why Yugi Bernie likes Yu-Gi-Oh!
I also do like the I also did like to thank Yugi Bernie for actually getting me back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, back then I wasn't really the biggest fan, and the last show I ever watched was Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. It was okay. Personally, the original is probably the best, at least storyline.
Guys, we are talking about a show about ponies, right?
I know.
We are. And we're talking about ponies, and that there are certain ponies that appear in a card game. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Stream now. I'm hijacking it. Alright, anyway, sorry. Digi, would you like to continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm planning on doing a collab with this episode, but I can share some things. I actually personally like the season finale. I do kind of like it. But yeah, at the same time, I do have some little gripes. Like, for example, I'm really, Brain Pony, aka Chancellor Naysay. He had to get reformed after that one savior moment.
Alright.
Really?
Well, I mean, most people tend to chill out after you save them from being tied to a chair.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I just
at
thought
least for the meantime, he's like, I don't like you people, but this is a very uncomfortable chair, and I think I might have, it's done something to my back. I'm gonna need to see a what's the term? I've forgotten the term for. I need to see a back doctor. That we're calling it's a back doctor.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to find the images Cozy Glow posted on Twitter. Oh my god, I need to delete all these. They're so bad. I'm not gonna get famous anymore.
Yeah, I always saw Naysay as more of a an ignorant, high-ranking official than a religious zealot.
Oh yeah, he's not. I don't think he's not the religious. He's supposed to be like high-class government official sort of thing.
Yeah. Those people,
He's like, we do things by the book, and that is quoting. By the book is the huge thing. He's all about, this is the way we do things, we keep it this way. He's not the kind of person that's like, well, our Lord and Savior Celestia says that we should praise the sun.
Praise the Celestia! Praise the Celestia!
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not a religious thing. It's just this is how we have decided education should be run, and we disagree with you, and therefore you should not teach people this way. You should go by our book, our way.
I'm so surprised that the MLP community has still not made a Church of Celestia yet.
Right, but my main point is, yeah, because he's not, like a religious zealot, he's just an ignorant, official. Basically, he's a lot more likely to be, reasonable.
Yeah. Like, yeah, he's annoying, but he's like, now, I could stay mad at you, or I could get out of this chair and stop a serious problem. Like, he's difficult, and some of his reasoning is, it's hard to argue and agree with, but he's not an idiot. If someone is tying people to a chair, then he's like, clearly this person isn't all right upstairs.
Right.
But, so yeah, more Chancellor Naysay ragging, poor man, he's never gonna be loved. Digi, I take it you have more to say?
Yeah, I do. Cozy Glow. I think she's kind of an entertaining villain, but yet at the same time, I just personally don't like her.
Oh, dude, trust me, you're one in a million. There is many people that don't like Cozy Glow.
Yeah.
She is not a fan favorite villain, I feel. Like, she's the annoying villain. No one likes her, but oh man, she's
no, I disagree. She's the most competent.
And I had to agree with a certain person I know that she was really a predictable villain because, like, seriously, some of us actually had some suspicions of her being a villain in the finale or something. And guess where we
building up of a character. If you have a rough idea, yeah, it was kind of. It wasn't that predictable. I think they built her up very well,
and they had to make it obvious enough for kids to figure it out. Don't forget.
Yeah, it was obvious, but it was not like right in your face. I think there were clues, and I think the fact they built the clues up. If you worked out that you did a good job, but I think there were two things not a lot of people worked out: her plan and what actually was going to happen in the finale.
Yeah, a lot of people knew she's so evil. We're gonna see her try something up later, and then everyone saw this, this villainous character. She's like, she's gonna do something. She's gonna do something, but to what she wanted was hard to tell because I personally was rather confused by the time she reveals her plan. It goes friendship is power. It goes like, oh, so there is no motive. You're just power hungry. She doesn't want anything other than praise, which she wouldn't really get regardless because everyone would be just zapped of magic and the hierarchy would probably be the same until someone else differed, and no one's following a child into battle.
Maybe that was a false plan. Maybe wherever that power was going to go to someone, or maybe even her, and she was going to gain all that power.
Yeah, but why would she try to lie to people about her master plan? Unless she anticipated.
She lies. But why would she tell her master plan to a bunch of random people?
She was power hungry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was just nuts. That's the thing. She was doing the stereotypical, oh, I'm villainous, I'm gonna, friendship is power and whatnot, and it's sort of like just sort of stereotypical as well as kind of sensical that like this kind of villain is, she's confident, she's gloating, she knows she's holding the cards. She wasn't anticipating failing. She was probably one of the, I don't think many villains really had, escape plans and whatnot, but she was by far the most confident in herself as a villain, and was not expecting failure in the slightest. In fact, even when Twilight and friends show back up, ready to, take her down, she's still confident in her retreat. She's not trying to like squeeze out or like, slide away. She confidently says, I'm gonna get away and I'll be back. She properly declares that she has alternative, that she is going to get away and she'll be back. Like, she didn't anticipate it, but she was so confident in trying to escape, as if she knew she was gonna get away, because she was just so confident in herself and didn't think anything could go wrong.
Yeah, but I love her. I think she's the best villain ever.
Ooh, dude, that's gonna be
Not me.
Yeah, a lot. You're gonna Patrick. I'm just gonna say your Brody conventions from here on out might be very dangerous for you.
No, can I explain why?
I respect.
Well, let
your
Digi
opinion.
finish.
I respect
when
your
we get
opinion
to
for that.
you,
Just for
can-
me, I'm not.
Yeah, let Digi finish, and we can come back to you on more insight.
I will spread. Well, I'll actually expect your opinion for that, Patrick. Like, if you like Cozy Glow, that's fine. Just for me, she's just not one of.
Yeah. So, do you have any further thoughts about Cozy Glow or the episode?
Yeah, that one thing you guys mentioned before. I was wondering, how the hell did she meet T-Rex? It makes no goddamn sense.
I'm telling you, dude, she got on the dark web, she found his email, and they started chatting. They got a Skype, and they started doing Skype calls together. They're best buds, man. It was a friendship.
I don't believe that.
Wait,
They were
guys.
pen pals.
Exactly. Treds knows what's up. See, Treds knows how to make friendships. He's got
Maybe.
friends all over the places. Like, across the world, behind Amazon, he's got friends everywhere.
Wait,
maybe
guys.
Derpy's her mum, and Derpy's secretly evil.
Jack was
That
about to say
explains
something. Guys.
everything.
Hey, guys, I remembered something. Okay, so remember the last gala episode that included Discord, right?
Yeah.
Mostly.
Make
yeah.
friends, but keep Discord.
Yeah. Now, okay, so when he finally got the invitation, Discord was in his own dimension, and apparently Fluttershy is able to visit him whenever she wants, and that mail courier that wasn't Derpy.
Yeah, apparently he found a road that leads you there.
You say a road with very big quotation marks.
Yeah, road. It's a very loose definition of road.
Well, she did learn.
So if Fluttershy can make it to Discord's dimension, and that courier can bring stuff to Discord's dimension, then going to getting letters into a cave with a big lock on the doors would probably be pretty simple.
Yeah, and they did walk to it. Yeah, but again, the difference between Discord's dimension and Tartarus is a prison. Discord's dimension, no one goes there because apparently it's just a pain to get there. Like,
I thought you were going to talk about the dimension.
Is odds are not locked. Tartarus is.
Maybe the villain Cozy Glow is working for is that sock monster in the other dimensions Discord was going to send.
Oh no. No, not the sock creature.
Cozy should have been sent there.
Well-
Cozy should have been sent to the sock dimension.
Yeah.
Well, she
If
could
anyone
have had.
remembers that.
Oh wait,
God.
Trans wants to say something.
I was thinking that maybe she had it where, since she was learning about T-Rex, that maybe she decided to write to him, and that's how
Yeah,
the pen pal thing got
she
going.
slipped it under the door, and like Cerberus was kind enough to like carry the letter and saying, "Hey, buddy, you got mail. Ooh, a letter from me."
Just like bringing the newspaper.
yeah, yeah.
It's truly-
Exactly.
it's truly tough.
And Cozy Glow just like stuffs it under the door.
If it's truly Tartarus, the email comes through a very annoying paperclip that will never shut the fuck up.
Alright, we need to watch the
Windows
language here. We're getting a little too
X90P
liberal
jokes.
with
For some
the
fucking
words.
reason.
But yeah,
I mean-
Cozy Glow basically just slid it under the door to T-Rex.
For all we know, that's
Blinding.
exactly what happened.
Yeah,
Either that or she paid the mail person to do it.
yeah. Derpy, I got a very special mission for you. Sure, what's up? I need you to send this totally not evil letter to T-Rex. Seems legit. Takes it.
Here's $500 for damages.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, gives her some substantial
Doesn't get paid.
collateral in case anything would to go awry.
Maybe entitled to financial compensation.
You pay Derpy in muffins.
Yeah.
Well, it does explain why some mail gets mistakenly dropped off at other people's places.
Yeah. Mistakenly,
So, yeah.
in quotation marks.
Right.
Yeah. Someone actually paid Derpy off to drop a piano. Pinky actually paid, all those years ago, Pinky paid Derpy off to drop a piano in Twilight. That's what happened.
Like embarrassing.
It's to prove a point. It's to prove a point, Twilight. It's for your own good.
That piano was
season
meant
9
for
villain.
Elton John.
It's for the greater good.
Exactly.
Not
See,
great.
Trans, he knows what's up. He knows what's important in life. The greater
That
good.
is the season 9 finale villain confirmed, I guess.
Derpy, oh boy. I wonder how Lil Shy's gonna react. His favorite pony turning out to be an
that was
evil
definitely
monster.
not expected.
Yeah. He'll probably end up
minus
liking
16
Derpy
cents.
more for being best villain.
Minus
Yeah,
16
boys,
cents for Derpy.
Yep.
Anyway,
She has She has the greatest army ever. She has an army of muffins.
From people.
Alright, Digi, do you have any more thoughts you'd like to share?
Well, here's something I will admit. At least I'm glad at least Cozy Glow did. I'm glad at least she didn't reform.
Oh yeah, no, we just put her in a cage. Like, I think that's one of the things I disliked about her. Not because she wasn't reformed, but because she was just, her main motivation was being power hungry. So there was no end goal. There was nothing huge to achieve because she was just power hungry. And in that case,
You're wrong. You are
trying
so
to get rid of
no.
one.
She was trying to get rid of all magic. So that she would somehow gain everyone would for whatever reason like her as the Empress of Friendship, which would never work because when all magic is gone, who are you going to trust?
Wait.
An
Laser,
adult
you're
or
wrong
a
about
child?
Remember one rule. You can't get rid of magic, like Celestia said. You can't get rid of it. Celestia, remember
I don't
season
remember
4
that
finale?
claim ever.
You can't get rid of magic. They had to all transfer their magic to Twilight. That magic was not going to get rid of.
Well,
yeah,
she
they're
did-
transferring
she
to
did-
another
Versus anyone
dimension.
else, you can't get rid of magic. So where was that magic going? Question
Yeah.
mark. I don't think we've seen the final of Cozy Glow. I think we're going to see more of her.
Well,
Why do you think they left that really
Oh, yeah, that's-
interesting open ending of
But-
do you want to be friends?
Yeah, that part.
But plus, they also left open a new area known as the Ether.
Yeah.
I don't remember the ether.
Well, T-Rex actually mentioned it. He said that all the magic was going to go to the Ether.
Oh, we're going to the ether, and then we shall power the Infinity Stone. And,
Ooh.
and then T-Rex will
Kind of
create the
since the season
Infinity
9 villain.
Gauntlet and rule.
Fadus is the season.
You know,
9
speaking of which, I think, I'm not for sure, 100% sure, but I think we could have a team villain, like I don't know, villains teaming up in the next season. who particularly
Did we
knows?
not get that in this season, though? Technically?
The League of Villains.
Yeah, again,
Did we
it's,
not-
they're
did
gonna
we
make
not
the
already
Legion
have-
of Doom.
I mean, I like the idea of villains teaming up, but didn't we already get that this season with Flim and Flam and Chancellor Nate working together?
Sure how? Maybe resurrection from a villain that I don't know.
Maybe that's what that magic was for.
He was mostly Shadow, so
I was gonna say, please don't say it.
We only
Someone's
ever
already
did
spoiled
one
that.
spoiler
I am
slash
really
leak,
mad
and
at
we're
that.
just not gonna do that anymore. That was a while back about, even though it was a proper confirmation, but whatever. We're gonna try to hold those.
You gotta be
from
like-
the board.
yeah, you gotta be like Rarity. No
No
spoilers.
spoilers.
No spoilers. Oh, but my car looks so shit without him.
What? It's a car thing, and no one got it. Sorry, no one else knows what cars are.
But
I
it's-
use a
it's-
carriage.
No, because we don't have Lefty here to get that joke.
Yeah. We haven't had Lefty in a long time. 'Tis a sad day.
No, that's why his name is Lefty. He left.
Yeah, he's out. He doesn't exist anymore. He's gone.
But can I talk about
Green dot right there.
I want to talk about Cozy Glow and why I like her. For a bit.
Shoot. So wait, have you completed your thoughts on?
not yet. I will say that I am glad that Tyrek actually returned. I know it's a minor appearance. I know
Yeah,
it
but
was.
it was nice to see him again. He's
Yeah,
not completely
at least it's
irrelevant.
that. Yeah, at least it's that. Because I'm gonna be honest, Tyrek is actually one of my most favorite villains of MLP. So.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people would agree with that. Mainly
I thought he was better than other ones, to my opinion.
I don't know. Chrysalis was pretty good.
And Chrysalis is more like down my second, third favorites, but who knows?
Discord used to be my favorite. Cozy Glow's now my favorite.
Yeah, whatever. But oh yeah, speaking the one other thing about Cozy Glow that she has been kind of compared to two certain other villains. I forgot who her name was, but she was from Batman the animated series, and another one that's from a cat and dog movie. Not cats and dogs, but
Cats Don't Dance.
Cats Don't Dance. Thank you. Yeah, those two. Yeah, those
Yeah,
two.
Donald Dimple. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
I remember that because CG did a very good animation to that. And you can see CG's channel, Cartoon Gentleman, and his review of this episode on his channel, Totally Not Plug.
Look at all this advertisement.
So, my concluding thoughts. I thought the season finale was all right. Yeah, well, I kind of liked it personally, but again, I do have some other gripe.
Oh, okay. Is my mic working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It cut off for a second.
rating, I would give it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. All right. So pretty high responses so far. All right. And then I believe the next person on the list is Nantri.
No.
Guys, I have to leave at like 5:30, so
Okay.
could I go next?
Oh,
Sure,
wait,
go
Jack,
ahead.
I thought you. Okay, so, wait. Jack, didn't you go?
No,
Not-
it was
Not really, no.
No,
Oh, you didn't?
it was
Oh,
Shadow-
I
it was
apologize.
Shadow
Please go
first.
ahead.
then Blue, then me, and well, there's
Well,
Jack.
Patrick volunteered as well. So yeah, okay. So we'll do Jack, then Patrick. I'm just concerned about Nantri because of different time zone. I know his is a bit further off than most of us.
Right.
But yeah, Jack, go right ahead.
All right. So, the things I want to say about School Raze, like I said before, Naysay, I like the fact that like I said, he wasn't the main villain, just a racist guy who became non racist, and showed that it is possible to make someone less of a jerk.
Yeah.
Let's see, with Cozy Glow, yeah, before she even started speaking, like in her debut, I already knew something was up because of how convenient it was for her to be there in that moment. Crying about that. I already knew there was something up with her.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I really can't stand when it comes to people's opinion of involving Cozy Glow is the fact that they think they think that her punishment was way of being imprisoned is way too harsh, and characters like Starlight or Discord should be imprisoned, and none of these people are just they're not getting context. They're only focusing on one aspect, who did what crime. They're not focusing on the fact that Cozy Glow didn't even want to reform at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
there was no change. A big difference is there was no convincing Cozy Glow. Starlight, she felt sad about what she did. Discord felt bad about what he did, and reform naturally do convincing. Cozy Glow was so her reasoning was so beyond saving, and that she didn't want to change, and that we knew she's not going to change because she's just this insufferable child that doesn't really care about the people that she's hurting at all. She doesn't
Discord only changed
to change.
Well, Discord only changed because he was stoned.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Here's a difference between.
Whoa, you okay? All right, not she was doing something. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Here's the difference between Discord getting imprisoned, in his debut episode, and Cozy Glow getting imprisoned in School Raze. Okay, so Discord, he was, the way to stop him was putting him in stone, because he wasn't going to stop unless you took away his power, and to take away his power you got to use the elements of harmony on him.
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't a chance to give to they didn't have a chance to give him that choice, whereas Cozy Glow, they gave her a chance and she threw it in their face.
Yeah.
Same thing with Starlight. People say that, oh, she did all of this and she did all of that. Who cares if she reformed? She still did this and that. Well, she did her thing to fix it. She accepted.
She admitted fault.
Yeah, she accepted the chance to reform, and though she does make mistakes from time to time, she learns from each of them. And some people try to say that, oh, it's the same mistake because she still overdoes stuff, and I'm like, well, that's never her overdoing stuff hasn't ever been directly addressed. It's always what she overdid, not the fact that she overdid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I feel like a similar argument can be made with nearly everyone's favorite character of the main six, Fluttershy, where she struggles to be assertive and whatnot a lot of the time, but it's not the same problem every single time. It's like different ways to be assertive, or like when it's appropriate to be assertive and whatnot.
Exactly.
Starlight her main issue is that she tried to use magic to solve nearly all of her problems, and she realized that, oh, manipulating my friends is a bad idea, so I won't do that again. So then she uses magic to try to solve other problems, not, friendship specifically.
Exactly.
As someone who's British people and bronies are very similar. They like complaining about bullshit.
I feel like that's just any person with an opinion. Not just British people. It's just any person with an opinion likes to, critique things. But anyway, so do you have other thoughts you'd like to share?
T-Rex, the way he was portrayed in it, there were various things that harkens back to Hannibal Lecter with how he was portrayed, with how he with how he was, already in a prison cell and he was waiting for the main six, much like Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs, waiting for that detective. The fact that he did that that tongue thing, it reminds me of Hannibal Lecter, doing that. Pardon me for making a weird sound, like that,
Yeah.
That's
I'm not very familiar with Hannibal Lecter, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it was very similar to that, and when he did that thing, I just laughed because of how I got that reference so much. What else? Oh, fun. I like how when he got his magic back, it just smacked him in the face. Like his own magic doesn't like him.
Oh yeah. I also included a GIF of that in the stream. I like that one. Where
it just shoves him right back, like boom.
Like it's reluctant. It's like, fine, you get your magic back too.
Oh, that scene is very important because it proves something. Pinkie Pie's magic.
Well, everyone has magical attributes. That's been, that's already been stated before.
She actually gains a bit of magic.
Yeah. Watch... Again, everyone, like we said, like the show has stated, everyone has some form of magical. Every creature has some sort of magical element, regardless of whether or not the show properly admits it. Because there's one scene where, the new main group, main six, talk about that the only magic they have is between the hippogriff and Ocellus, the changeling, and technically they all have magical properties because the fire-breathing dragon would still count, as well as it still has the ability to fly, as well as the other ones would have physical traits that would still have some sort of magical element to them, but not as significant as the others.
Yeah, just look at Spike and the letter.
Yeah, that letter thing. Like, unless they specifically enchanted Spike, which, they might have, who knows. But, like...
that reminds me. The fact that when the creatures in Tartarus gave up their magic, specifically the ones that were combinations
they defused.
Yeah, that raises the question of, is magic the thing that keeps that keeps everything in Equestria being, quote unquote, not normal, or more not normal than usual?
So like in theory, the hippogriffs would devolve into griffins and horses.
No. A hippogriff would be like a separate bird and a horse.
Yeah, it'd be a bird. So it'd
be
what?
Bird and a lion. Bird and a lion.
Yeah, so bird, lion, and horse, because hippogriff. So bird, lion, and horse.
Yeah, all right.
And then all of the ponies would just become normal ponies. So basically, Applejack would just remain the same. People like the Earth ponies like Applejack would just stay the same.
Well, actually, I noticed that
be weaker.
The whole defuse thing only happened with creatures that were specifically fusions of other creatures.
Yeah,
so,
like the bugbear.
Yeah, so I think Pegasi and unicorns, would remain the
stop
same.
Being good. they'd look. Yeah, their appearances and their physical form would remain the same, but they'd lose any of their abilities.
Basically,
technically,
it's basically a nerf button. You're too OP.
They all get nerfed really hard. Gotcha.
Yeah, we already saw that. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So for my score, I would give it I think a 7.5 out of 10.
All right.
Right. Yeah, right behind. Actually, no. Wait, no. An 8.5. Right behind. The last. To where. Yeah, right behind To Where and Back Again, and the season 4 finale, Twilight.
Okay. And then let's see. Patrick, you said you wanted to go next.
Wait, Nontri, do you need to talk before you have to go?
I mean, no, you can talk first. I don't really have anything to do, so you can talk first.
Okay, well, let's keep using up Nontri's
And also,
time.
I forgot Pickberry is in this chat. I completely forgot she's in here.
No, yeah, she's in here, but she's being quiet, and she hasn't explicitly said otherwise that she wants or needs to go.
Okay.
No, I'm okay. I'm just my mic flickers if I don't mute it, so I'm trying to make sure I mute my mic so it doesn't flicker while other people are talking, and it makes people think that I'm talking when I'm not.
Yeah, okay, I appreciate it, but yeah. And again, if you need to go or talk before you need to go, just holler.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
let's talk about Cozy Glow, the best villain ever.
Debatable.
Yeah.
Cozy Glow played every single character like a fiddle. She has main six as puppets for a reason. She is great at this. She may be overly characterized, that is true, but I think that's done in a purposely entertaining way. She plays Tyrek. She plays the main six. She plays Starlight Glimmer. She plays Chancellor Lacey. She plays everyone. Not a single character works up.
Well, I mean, that would be best to me. That would be best character in one aspect. Basically, she's master manipulator.
Yeah, I mean, name a character who realized she was evil until it was far too late. She pretty much got away with so much that she should have actually won. She
Not really.
had the main six exactly where she wanted them. She had no real threats. She got all the ponies of the school to lock up the one pony that could stop her. She basically tricked another villain to basically teach her how to steal magic, and then made him
I wouldn't say tricked. T-Rex was very okay with her gaining magic. It wasn't a trick. He just, thought it'd be of some amusement. So
yeah, but didn't realize that would mean he would be stuck with the main six.
Well, he didn't. No, I don't think that was him being tricked. I think that wasn't him thinking far enough ahead.
Yeah.
That he was like, oh, you'll take away all the magic and they'll be stuck in Taurus. Seems good. He forgot to think about, hey, I'm also in Taurus, and maybe the main six will be obnoxious as all heck.
Yeah, he didn't think of the consequences.
He didn't assume they'd be annoying, but then Pinkie Pie proved him wrong.
Yeah, but I like the fact she's able to manipulate everyone. She tricks and confuses and is able to get her way into any good situation. She
to work on
has
Doctor Who,
all
you
the artifacts,
definitely
which I have
need to
no
be a
idea
fan
why
of
they leave
biscuits.
these very important
I just go
artifacts
through a
in
packet
this
of Crunch
school,
Creams every
especially
day.
with how many times
We made a pact at one
they've
point never
been
to have another
attacked
biscuit
by this
again.
point
And then we
now.
just follow
There
the
is
pattern
nothing
and we
about
talk
it
about
somewhere
how
that's a
much
little
Dad
bit
last
more
night, Dad
secure.
being Brad.
Actually,
Yeah.
if you remember,
Tosin,
she said
you
that
know,
she
he treats his
organized all the artifacts in the beginning of the episode. So she organized them, aka stole them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good point.
Oh, actually, Patrick, on the point of how she should have won. You're kind of right, because the only reason why the Student Six won is because the Tree of Harmony is sentient and shows thought that they were worthy to use its power.
Well, and if we're gonna bring the Tree in Harmony and say that it's the ultimate, there's many times where the villain should have won had the Tree of Harmony didn't intervene. Like, the Tree of Harmony is kind of essential to multiple of the villains, or at least the elements, being defeated in earlier seasons.
Yeah, but they actually built it up. Because remember in episode 22, remember what the Tree of Harmony tells them. Friendship is in your destiny.
Yeah, it
I
also
totally remember that
indicated.
because I didn't skip any episodes to see this finale today.
Yeah, I told you it's very important. Because the Tree of Harmony tests them. The Tree of Harmony in that episode tests them. Why on earth would it test random characters of all?
Because
Who
it wants to sell new products because Hasbro told it to.
Remember, which 6 characters right at the start of this show were given a test?
Well,
And
they were being built up from ever. So, but sorry, Trans, please go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that it also proves of talking tree.
Yeah,
because that's what we need. You know, not magic, not
like you need a
world-saving
talking
gems,
tree.
but the tree can talk. Boom! Mystery solved. You can go home, folks.
because remember
Trees
in
can
the
talk.
folks.
And you don't need a Lorax to
whenever
figure
you
that out.
actually plant a tree, try talking to it. It might help.
Yeah.
Because remember, right back in season 1, the 6 elements.
Lorax now?
Huh?
I was
like
going to
the
say, music does actually, affect growth of certain plants.
I feel like it's more just because you're exhaling on them, but oh well. I know that like if you sing to a plant, it will grow more because you're exhaling upon it. But
I'm gonna see if playing reggae music to a plant makes it grow faster.
and then little did Patrick know that in the next day he had sprouted a forest in Great Britain, and everyone was pissed. There's a tree in my car.
They'll probably make another Doctor Who episode about it.
Yeah, there'll be more trees than we can count.
Oh wait, does that mean Bloomberg might be sentient?
Bloomberg will lead the revolution. We tree kind have been oppressed for millennia. Not anymore. And then Alpha Drax's like, but Bloomberg, why? Oh man, the
And
tree
Tom-
uprising is happening.
And Tom is a right-hand man. I ship Tom X Bloomberg.
Oh,
It's how Bulger's made.
all right. Well, do you have more thoughts about the episode, Patrick?
Yes, because I want to talk about a certain theory. It's theory time, as you probably have heard this theory a few times. The Student 6 are the elements of harmony.
Yeah,
And I think we've been
that's pretty
all
set in
kind of
stone.
hinting at this idea for a while. Gallus is magic. And now
Wait.
let's explain how on earth, because a griffin can be magic. Remember 3 things. 1, of all items he could lift, he lifts the crown. That makes him technically a king.
Well,
'Cause
I'm pretty sure the
remember-
crown was also I feel like with all of the pieces they picked up, it was already pre-associated with their species.
You say that, but remember, what is the thing Twilight Sparkle puts on her head right on the first episode? She puts on a tiara, kind of symbolizing the idea she'd become a princess in the future.
Yeah, but don't forget, also the Griffin's only hierarchy is royalty.
Yeah.
The only items they ever had of significance that we know of is a cup / goblet thing, and that the king wore a crown. No one else gets that kind of treatment except the king. So the only special like griffins were of royalty.
Yeah, and also past ruler of the Yaks. There was also
They had a helmet.
they had
Which
a
could be
helmet.
essentially as worthy as a crown to their culture, because they don't really wear crowns. They're more of a utility based group.
Well, anyway, the Student 6 all glow the elements of the harmony when the Tree of Harmony save them, all which glow a separate color, each representing a different element.
Yeah, why was one of them white? Was that supposed to be rarity, aka generosity?
Yes.
I feel like the colors should have been based on the elements colors, not the colors of the main 6.
Yeah.
If you actually paid any attention,
Are you saying I didn't pay attention as I rushed through this last 2 episodes, literally minutes before the stream? Are you doubting my capabilities?
Well, I didn't know.
No, I'm joking. Please go ahead.
The one thing I'm stating though is if you actually looked at it for the episodes, that you'll notice that each of the student 6 actually takes a liking to one of the main 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So therefore, you can actually see the symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can see that. Actually, to me, the tree, when it was testing them and saying all that stuff about friendship is your destiny and the whole glow thing, I think maybe the tree was setting them up to basically be backups in case the main
They're
6
the B
were.
Team. Actually,
Yeah,
wait, no,
and
the B team was into where back in. They're the C team.
yeah, okay.
We've got backups on backups.
No,
Okay, the B team for element specific stuff. Yeah, I think they're basically backup elements of Harmony, and they got their use in this, past finale.
The thing is, the show is called Friendship is Magic. The elements of Harmony were not originally called friendship, loyalty, honesty, kindness, laughter, so on and so forth. They were originally called hope, hope,
It was different.
Bravery, wizardry, and something. So the elements of Harmony can change their names.
It was different illustrations of the words.
Yes, but if friendship is magic, could friendship be the next in line for that element? Meaning the baton gets passed once more, finalizing the show. Because remember, season 9 is the last season. Would it be perfect to end the season where it started? Starting the season on giving the new characters, the original main 6, the elements of Harmony, and starting their adventure, and ending show with giving the new characters, the new student 6, the elements of Harmony, and passing the baton to them, and finalizing the show as its whole. Because originally it would go from the original pillars to the Celestial and Luna to the main 6.
Pillows.
Now to the student 6.
All right, I'm back.
Makes
Whew. All right. Who's up now?
I still haven't given my final score.
Patrick, finish.
Oh, I deserve a score.
Shit.
I scored this episode 88 out of 100 because
Yeah.
I like annoying laser because I score everything out of 100
scale,
and
so
not
you
10.
get an 8.8 and you'll have to deal with it.
Laser's like, I'll divide it by 10.
No, we're not adding this number to the equation. All right, you're getting a penalty, and you get 8.8 is your real score.
Why don't you give him a pie?
No, that's too expensive.
No, like 3.14 out of 10.
That's too expensive. We don't own the rights.
Give him a cookie.
Too expensive. Trent, I don't think you understand that I'm broke, so... Anyway,
we're broke.
Anyway, so that completes those... Okay, Nantri, your turn.
Okay, so I'm just gonna dive right into the meat and potatoes. Cozy Glow as a character throughout season 8 was pretty good, I think. Like I actually thought like she was Chrysalis at first, like back when she was first revealed in Mark's Report.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, that's like what I originally thought, but then turns out Chrysalis came in the main 6, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. But just okay, yeah.
I thought she was kind of a ploy, or at least something to do with Chrysalis as well. And then when Chrysalis showed up, it was actually rather underwhelming.
Arc in the season, like how she was like she's acting good, but there's definitely a likability, but you knew that something was up.
To her character.
The finale definitely shows that, of course, and she tries to freaking take over the world, and
You tried to take over the world.
French.
Of course.
Of course.
Brilliant.
CSM Bison. It's like yeah, I feel like this finale was pretty good, I guess. Like I'm assuming like there's some sort of like hole like that there's like some sort of like I can imagine there's like a second entrance. Like there's like a second entrance to Tartarus like that allows people to
There's
more
a trap
people to
door.
enter.
It's in the back. It's how the mail gets through. Oh wait, wait. Instead of sliding the mail under the door, there's like a mail chute, and you can like, and because Cozy Glow is so small, she like climbs up and down the mail chute.
Send a Tartarus request.
And that's why that's why Cerberus uses to pick it up, you know?
Yeah. Or she put herself in a box and shipped herself to Tartarus.
Oh,
like she got in a winning crate and like just shipped herself to Tartarus. You know, it's like, oh, T-Rex, there's a package for you. He goes, what? How did they get my address?
The only thing is, though, is that she didn't know him in the end, though.
Yeah.
Wait, what about like that whole like one-time key thing? Like what? Like how did what is like the point of that key if it only works once?
It was
like,
a MacGuffin to get them through the door to say that it was basically they needed a magical item to get in to say that they would need magic to get out, hence locking them in. So they used their MacGuffin to get in, but not to get out.
Well, it was an actual artifact, but it was losing its power.
Magic, yeah.
It ended up losing its power and broke.
I don't think it I don't know if it was lost its power that killed it. I think it was it's a one-shot item. You use this item.
It's like a quick time event.
But they would they stated though that they use it as a secondary in case they don't have any magic to open it.
Yeah, but then they
but how could it be a MacGuffin?
Magic, so they didn't have any unicorns powerful enough to open the door, so they had to use the backup plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would it be a MacGuffin?
Cozy Glow put it in for them.
Crazy Glow.
Her new name's Crazy Glow now. Crazy Glow put it in for her.
Yeah, that's like her name in the Nutshell videos.
Yeah, that's her villain name, Crazy Glow. You can thank everyone can thank me now whenever they use it in the reviews. You're welcome.
No, thank Roundtrip because he used it in his in Nutshell video.
Who?
Have you not seen the In a Nutshell videos?
In a Nutshell. I don't think.
By Roundtrip.
I don't support those works because they're cheap and lazy. Moving on.
What's the point?
Shots fired.
Hey, Laser. Listen, I gotta go now.
Oh
so...
yeah, that's fine. Thank you for joining us.
All right. You're welcome. This is Jack the Hero signing off.
Badoo. All right, but yeah. Anyway, personal commentary aside, your thoughts continued.
Visually, this episode was okay. Like the backgrounds of Tartarus like cool, like dark and grungy.
The door looked really cool too.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, what else was there? Okay, what would have Discord done if he was in this episode?
Had a good paycheck.
What if it was like Discord who who gave like the notes to T-Rex about Cozy Glow?
I don't know if that'd be something Discord doesn't like T-Rex, remember? Because T-Rex stabbed him in the back. Yeah. And Discord's not a very forgiving person.
But then again,
he only makes exceptions for people that he knows he can sort of meddle with later.
But then there is the concept though of having it where he uses Pinky as a device against him though.
There is a character who does know T-Rex who we haven't seen in the show yet.
Well, there's his brother, but he's kind of
the brother's a good guy. The brother is T-Rex brother's
a
good guy.
We think that, but how do we know that?
This is
Patrick. Music
Patrick, this isn't game theory. You can take those, and go bug Matt Pack with them, but not right now.
Hello, internet. Welcome.
Oh man. if that doesn't send some crazy crazy game theory fans after us, I don't know what will.
Yeah, don't worry. They're all busy trying to
They're all busy trying to understand the new Undertale game.
It's Deltarune. Why did the
That's the most Scottish
Deltarune?
accent ever.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
What Deltarune?
What would your score rating be then?
Okay. A 7.5 out of 10 IGN.
Okay then. 7.5. All right.
The score doesn't matter then if it's by IGN.
The people we have left over is Pick Fairy, Transgamer, and Zan. Would any of you like to go next? Any takers?
Up on The Price is Right.
If Trans wants to go
I say
first,
ladies first, and let's get Pick Fairy to actually talk a bit because she's been so quiet.
Yeah, I'd second that.
All right then.
Oh, okay.
You've been volunteered as tribute. This is how we run our government now.
Alright, well, thank you guys for letting me go.
Alright.
My thoughts on the episode was that it was a pretty good episode. I really loved the arching pathway and the pacing, to be honest. It didn't feel too slow or too fast for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good arch where it was a good transitions. I loved how they did like an Archer reference kind of thing where my protege it skips to another character, Cozy Glow, and I'm like, that totally reminds me of Archer.
Well, yeah,
I know it shouldn't, but it doesn't.
That was a clever, like a trick because your brain puts the two scenes together, and yeah. I thought that was a good little, whoever wrote that, that was good scripting and editing right there.
Indeed. And I'd like to say, Non-Tree, my brother thought the same thing you thought. My brother was like, "That's totally Chrysalis in disguise," and I'm like, "No, it's just how she is."
She's just evil. That's all. That's the. I get it. They're both evil women, so they seem the same. But trust me, they're different. I swear.
Evil.
Like the first time Cozy Glow was exposed, or not exposed, but like introduced, I immediately thought of Shirley Temple, but like a bad evil version.
Because you could tell, was a monster.
You could tell that something was off with her.
Yeah, she had such old-fashioned old-fashioned proper curls and whatnot. No, it wasn't the natural curls. Like she had the ironed curl thing going for her. Like she was her character design is very, very different to most of the shows.
Indeed. And I love the fact that there's a little bit of continuity with this season, because whenever we were introduced to the underground of the castle in What Lies Beneath, we were introduced to how the friendship, the Tree of Harmony, is a little bit more aware of the situation than we thought. Mm-hmm. And I love the fact that it hints at how the main six, but the student six are going to have bigger roles as time goes by.
Yeah.
And I really liked how they did that because, first off, not for those of you who, well, why would you watch the finale if you haven't watched that episode? But if you haven't watched What Lies Beneath, spoilers, they each get tested.
Oh, no. Spoilers.
They each get tested, and they get tested by the Tree of Harmony, which I believe we brought up earlier.
Yeah. Also, speaking of which, with the tests, they happened underneath the school, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So can anyone explain to me when Twilight told the contractors, okay, so we're gonna take these power cables and hook it up to the roots of the castle?
I think it's just magically there, that little underground thing.
Yeah, when they find it later, Twilight comes back and sees it. It goes I didn't sign off for this. Do you know what this is gonna do to the property value?
Just like any underground rift, people just pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
To be honest, I believe it's because the roots of the roots of the castle, Twilight's castle, is underneath the School of Friendship, and those roots lead back to the Tree of Harmony, I believe.
Yeah, because her castle was, made from the seed thing that the tree produced. But again, still, how did the castle is supposed to be the only man-made building that Twilight, has right now. It's supposed to be not, man-made, pony-made building.
Pony.
Yeah, it's a constructed building, not something that grew out of the ground. So, how did the crystal of the tree become intertwined with the structure? Unless the tree was just like, oh, this will be important later. I'm just gonna spread out some roots here, I'm sure they won't mind.
It's very possible that's what happened.
At this point, the tree just does what it pleases.
Indeed.
I am a tree. I just do what I like.
Again, the tree revolution. It's gonna happen. Bloomberg.
It just wants to spread itself.
Yeah, it just wants to spread its roots. Just
Seed.
absorb the world.
Total domination.
Yeah, at this point, the Tree of Harmony's roots are gonna spread out across the world. It'll just eradicate evil.
You gotta find the balance.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sorry, continue.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. What I really appreciate is that the Tree of Harmony learned a little bit more about the Student 6 because what they saw in what it would quote in their roots was their own making. So to me, I believe that the Student 6 has a little bit more going than what we initialized because there's not really that much character development behind them, but that episode had a lot of character development. So whenever it comes to the finale, and you see the Student 6 proceeding along their path in the plot, it's just really interesting to see how each of them reacts. Like how Yona always had faith in Sandbar, even though the others was like, man, Sandbar gave us up.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that really interesting, and I really love the fact that they play along their characters upon the situation.
They didn't make them incompetent like the rest of Equestria, which is nice.
And I love how they just randomly brought in the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Like, that was, to me, a bit random.
Yeah, but in all honesty, it does make sense, because, again, they're the only other, competent people that they can go to.
Oh, I need to add something. We forgot to talk about something. They finally have female guards now.
Oh, really?
I
didn't notice that.
There was a female guard that helped arrest, Crazy Glow. And,
God, comedy is getting better.
Yeah. And it's just they're improving. They're becoming more progressive each day.
Soon we'll have a changeling guard.
You should tell Firebrand then.
Yeah. Firebrand, your waifu can be a god now.
He wets himself.
Yeah, but and the guards, they didn't appear long, but they weren't insufferable, and they didn't speak, which is probably better this way because their voices were always terrible. I'd hate to hear what they make the women sound like.
They sound like this.
Hey guys, it's just no, it's gonna hurt. When they voice the women, if they try to do the same thing to the women, what they do with the guys, it's gonna just be awful and it's gonna hurt.
They're gonna sound like this here.
Uh-oh. Oh wait, I thought you were gonna use your voice changer thing and go down a dark path. Anyway, Big Fairy, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Yes. The only thing I kind of miss is that there wasn't really a song introduced when there could have been. but at the same time, it kind of doesn't need a song.
I just now realized that.
Hmm.
They didn't have a song. Okay, well, it was nice knowing you. I'm gonna be at Hasbro and hounding them down for a song. I'll be right back. And they've done this, I think, once before where they didn't do a song, and I don't like it.
Yep.
I like the
Season
little,
6 and
I like
season
the
7
cheesy
both.
pop song endings because they're fun.
Because
Like,
they could have done a
But they
villain
did put a
song for
lot more
Cozy
plot
Glow.
into this episode than most.
That's true.
There was a lot
Actually-
of things going on. We were following 2 to 3 different groups at a time.
1 minute. Season 6 and 7 both didn't have songs in them. Both their finales didn't have songs in.
I remember 6. What about 7? Oh,
Both. Yeah, both don't have songs
how
in.
did 7 end? I forget.
7 is the one where they find out the pillars.
Find out what? Oh wait, yeah, the other ones. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true.
No, this is not a new thing.
This is not a new thing, but I still don't like it.
Hey, you never know. The last finale might be a full-on musical, which I'll be
Yeah,
up
but
for.
and don't forget, but like with the season 7 finale, there was that whole they wasted a lot of time checking a bunch of places that didn't matter.
Yes.
That they could have squeezed a song in had they removed that sort of filler bit. This finale was probably one of the most eventful finales because there's always something happening. It's like, okay, main 6 going off to see the other, to see what this magic disappearing issue is. Interesting. Cozy Glow then gains control. Interesting. Then the 6 creatures are snooping around. Like there's one of 3 groups that you are following continuously. You never pop in on a group when they're doing actually nothing.
MLP where nothing happens. Oh wait, that's Doctor Who.
Oh, dang! Shots fired.
Oh, that was too easy. Shooting at Doctor Who's like shooting at a man who won't actually move.
Yeah, it Doctor Who's kind of painful right now. Anyway, any more thoughts, Big Fairy?
I would try to give it a rating, but my rating system I haven't really established yet. Because what I want to do for my reviews is review the plot, the characters, and give a score based off of each one of those elements.
All right.
So I can't really give a rating because I don't have that
Not
established.
available. Gotcha. All
And
right.
weren't you the voice of Mrs. Wolf in the most recent Doctor Who video?
Oh, I haven't watched that yet.
Weren't you in it? Because that's Mrs. Wolf and Kensu, who is totally part of the Rift City.
Yeah.
Because I thought you were the voice.
I think I didn't watch it yet, but I think on the preview it showed her for like at least a moment. But anyway, unfortunately not the focus of the stream. We've got 2 people left other than myself, Trends and Zan. Would either of you like to go next?
Dark says trans, so we go trans.
I'm thinking Trends too because I know Trends is alive.
Oh, really? Because my channel's
Zan's
dead.
Zan's a vegetable right now.
Yeah, but my
He's
channel,
a broccoli. He's a sprout.
Oh.
I may be live, but my channel's dead right now.
Oof.
Ooh.
Well, oh wait, yeah, Zen. I know you said you're muted, but if you want, we need you to speak up if you're gonna talk. You need to unmute to speak up. That's
Yeah.
the thing. I'm outside. What are you doing outside, Zen? Oh boy. Anyway, here, Trans, why don't you just
we're
go
not meant to be outside. We're brony. The outside
Man, you
is
gotta come
evil.
inside. Come inside right now.
No, turn that off and then say what you want to say, Trans, in your real voice.
Well, I could say that I did enjoy how this was, but when I first started out with it, I really did have a feeling that Nase seemed like he was Palpatine, the kind of guy that wants to be like a hidden ruler.
Oh my god. He does. Does that mean Starlight Gamer doesn't like sand?
Well, Well, if you actually took a look at how he was acting, I mean, he was disagreeing with Twilight, stating that her rules were not effective. And it was like how Palpatine was when he was trying to sway the votes and everything.
Palpatine, like in Star Wars?
Ooh. I kind of, I kind of get where Trans is going.
The Senate.
Yeah. Does that mean, oh my god, Cozy Glow does not like sand?
She doesn't. Sandbars are really annoying.
Yeah, oh god,
oh
yes.
man, that's funny. You were the chosen one. Bring balance to the force, not leave it in darkness. Oh man.
Are you saying
Sorry, Cozy Glow, we have the higher ground.
Yeah.
Are you saying that she's like that? Cozy Glow is like Anakin.
Yes.
She's like Anakin if we ripped away all of Anakin's actual character and just left this annoying angsty child, then yes.
So basically Anakin then.
No, he's really good in the Clone Wars. Shut up. It's okay, she's Anakin Skywalker if we she's Anakin Skywalker if we ignore if we ignore the Clone Wars and ignore the character building in the prequels. Then she's Anakin Skywalker.
Oh my god.
But other than that, like...
The only stream which will make Cozy Glow into Anakin Skywalker. Listen now, or get on iTunes for £10 billion when we finally get to doing that.
And you'll find out how Crazy Glow is the Senate.
I could just see the fan art now.
Yeah, I am the Senate. It goes like, what? But you're not... It goes, you can't be the headmaster. But I am the Senate.
Oh my god.
Oh,
dark Cozy Glow. Yeah. Just dark Cozy.
Again, still waiting for Snuggrets to make that art piece about Cozy Glow because he's still working on it. It's looking pretty fantastic so far.
Yeah. That is looking good.
Yeah. Alright, any other thoughts about the episode?
Well, I did enjoy the part where she actually put her side of her ways that she wanted over Naysay.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems kind of strange that a little filly could actually outdo a grown pony.
Well, yeah, I feel like it can definitely be done. I feel like the main six kind of outsmart a lot of the quote-unquote higher-up people. But yeah, and one of the things that bugs me about their character is they never explain why. Like, why is she so evil? Why is she so good at manipulating people? She's just evil for the sake of being evil, and she's manipulative because we need her to be manipulative.
Well, I think she's very cleverly manipulative. She tricks. She doesn't do anything. She just tells people the truth in a weird way because she
twists people's words, and not to mention Naysay. But then it's like a lot of her genius manipulation comes from everyone else being ignorant. Like Naysay could easily have rephrased what he said, and the fact that people. And the the students were so easily swayed by her. Like, she didn't say anything amazing.
Cody is FNGR.
Yeah.
Plus the part of having it where they agreed to tie him up.
Because she twisted his words, saying that he was gonna make the school according to EA the education system standards.
I thought that some people would really understand, though.
Well, yeah, I feel like that was one of her better moments, but still, it was...
remember, Trans, friendship is bondage.
Oh dear. Moving on. Trans, continue.
Well, if you want to get comical about this, just look... just look at T-Rex. With his thirst for magic.
Magic. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, it's so delicious, she says.
It's tasty. It tastes like ice cream with pudding and chocolate syrup.
No, you gotta admit that is quite comical, though. I mean, he actually licking his, taking his tongue
like, oh, yeah.
and licking it. It's like
I remember when I used to do magic all the time. Yeah, magic is secretly drugs.
Too bad that he didn't think that by her trying to flush the magic out of Equestria, that he would not get that tasty treat.
Yeah. Well, I feel like at this point he kind of was already come to terms where it wasn't going to work out in his favor. So he was just going to the only enjoyment he could probably get is the suffering of others at that point. If he knew that someone was going to get back at the main six for him. That was enough reason for him to be on board with the plan, just because out of spite for the main six. He wanted...
Plus, Pinky actually proved that she still has like an evil side to her that nobody really
that was
knows.
Good. Also, she grew arms to play the cymbals. She had monkey arms that she could somehow control.
Don't question it. It's Pinkie Pie.
Well, if you actually look at that, though, that's actually an old toy, actually.
All right.
The monkey playing the cymbals.
Yeah. It was based off of the old, monkey cymbal playing thing toy, like the wind up, toy.
So yeah, you get some good referencing going on in the episodes as well. So that's actually good to see.
I love Fluttershy in that scene where she goes, "You're not horrible monsters. I like you all." And then Raven Dash is like, "Come on, my waifu. I need you."
No, we're not. No, you can't. No, we don't support that ship in here. It's banned, sir. It is a false ship. Fluttercord is superior. Anyway, trans. Moving on. Please continue.
I'm just enjoying all the Fluttershy.
Yeah.
But actually, though, I did, however, have it where the ending seemed a little bit off for me, because even though she did wrong, that she should be punished, yes, but if Tartarus is like a prison,
the ultimate prison,
why
it's Alcatraz Island in Equestria?
Why put a young filly in with, like an adult setting?
Yeah, and you know what? We can have an argument all day about, children tried as adults here in America, because that's a serious problem. But with this person, like, how are you supposed to teach her to be better? She's just mental and is evil for the sake of being evil. And unless Patrick and the others are right, and that there is someone else pulling the strings that we find out in the last season of MLP, she's literally just evil for the sake of being evil, and you can't reason with a maniac.
I love it how you put it as pulling the strings, as she has got puppets of
and again, I don't see anyone else being behind it, because she already seems like she is in control. She's very confident and very assertive for someone who's, being used as a tool. So I'm pretty sure she's behind her own scheme. And again, she's an evil maniac that's evil for the sake of being evil, that's just power hungry. So you can't reason with someone who's, who ignores your help and is just so twisted and stuck up with their own idea and devalues everyone else's ideas.
So you mean she's playing her own We Are Number One thing?
She has We Are Number One on repeat in her head at all times, and it's Crazy's number one. Like 24/7. She's lost her marbles. She couldn't cope with the death of Robbie Rotten, so she went insane.
Oh my god.
Boom! Fan theory accepted.
Well,
I feel this podcast has gone down the drain ever since we started talking, but we can carry on.
Yeah, I'm just here to finish it at this point. Do you have any other further thoughts, Trends?
Well, I'm just hoping that they can pull something good for this, for season 9
What
to
are you saying?
actually.
Season 8 was good. Season 8's been really...
Well, season 8 seemed a little kind of, to me, a little bit not very much of a good season compared to others, but
Wow.
I can see that.
We had some really good episodes. We had horseplay. We had What Lies Beneath. We had the Kieran. We had so many great episodes.
You might have had some good episodes, but they brought in new characters and hardly even put them in very many episodes.
Yeah, I feel like this season, what Trans is getting at, this was a very large, it added a lot of new things to MLP, which is great, but it didn't spend a lot of time on them. It was sort of like people's issues with the movie, where it kept going place to place, and with the show, it kept adding new characters, new people, new places, and it was very nice to see all these new things, and we got a lot of new fresh content, but it didn't emphasize a lot on any of it.
Yeah, but I enjoyed season 8, although that might be for a different video.
Yeah, on the Patrick Roberg channel, where you can subscribe to.
I think it's my joint third favorite season, but then that's
all right.
Season 5 and 4 just so darn strong.
Well,
sorry, Trans. Any other thoughts?
I was just gonna give my final rating on it.
All right.
I was just gonna give it a 7 because 7 out of 10 because it was fairly decent of a season finale, but most of the stuff led to questions, even more questions, because like some people mentioned, who's Cozy Glow's parents, what actually really drive does she actually have? Yes,
what was the drive?
You make those questions out to be a bad thing. I kind of think those questions are a good thing because it makes you excited for the next season. It makes you go,
yeah, but that's only if they emphasize it. If the next season doesn't answer these questions, and our character's very empty and missing vital information.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It didn't give any good depth to it,
and there's no guarantee they're gonna touch up on it later. They could completely drop this character from here on out.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah, but again, you're not wrong, but for this character to get to development, it needs to hear these motives and whatnot, and these extra details. They would have to touch up on it again, and that's not something we can guarantee Hasbro is going to do.
The fandom could do.
Fandom theory.
And yes, we really do want to have your art or anything else. Like so many people said of this live stream, we love swag.
Yeah, we do like stuff. Stuff is nice. Stuff is good.
Give us your money, give us your horse, give us.
Anyway, Zan, though he's not talking, he did put some stuff in the Discord, so I'm gonna read it off. He said he doesn't have much to say about it. He thinks that Crazy Glow is a Darlie Dimple wannabe. The story was predictable. If he had a song number, it'd be based on the final tune from Cats Don't Dance. Another thing. His rating is worth it, so I'm gonna assume that means it was worth watching. Chambers of Secrets much. Yeah, I can kind of see some relationships to that. And it's odd because Chambers of Secrets is my favorite Harry Potter movie. Again, very predictable. He did not like Pinkie Pie a lot in this episode, which I can understand. Sounds like the game bully. Okay, final boss is the same. I don't use numerals for rating. Cozy Glow is Pokey from Earthbound. Alright, and then lol, same. Perfect. As you can tell, a perfect recreation of Zan's thoughts that will not be misinterpreted whatsoever.
Can I say one thing? How on earth is this episode predictable? Nobody expected flipping Till.
Well, I think we all knew she was gonna be a villain. We all knew she was gonna be a villain. Her wanting the main six to leave was her plan to a T.
Oh, wait. I got the perfect saying for this.
What?
Okay, if you look at her cutie mark, she's not a pawn.
Yeah, she's a rook.
Right.
Yeah, again, and there was a thing earlier, someone mentioned, because of her, I think it was Jack. Jack mentioned that her, her cutie mark kind of represents how she plays people. Like, she's several steps ahead of everyone. She's a great manipulator, and everyone else is her pawns, so to speak.
But like what I put in the chat, with a name like Cozy Glow, she should have had like a glowing pillow for a cutie mark.
Glowing pillow?
Yeah, Cozy Glow.
Oh yeah, with a name like that, yeah. But I feel like a rook wasn't the best pick. I think rook's one of the most identifiable chess pieces, but I feel like the queen or king chess piece would have been more fitting.
Well, that's why I was saying.
She may not be. She's probably working. If she's
again, you keep saying that, but again, by the way she acted, I don't. If someone else was walking her through this plan, I would buy it. But I still think, as of right now, there's no reason to think that someone else was behind the scenes. Unless her parents are secretly evil as well.
Yes, that's what I think. Why do you think she tried to hide him?
Other than that, I think it's my turn, finally.
Oh no, we have to... Sorry, Laser. It's a bit too late now. We have to end the stream.
Okay, well, that's fine. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I really appreciate it. Alright, well, I'm gonna keep my thoughts short because nearly everyone's gone at this point, if not everyone.
Say your name if you're still here. I'm Patrick.
I'm Victor.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. Hang on, I'm talking about the stream itself. But anyway, my thoughts of the episode. I think it was a very fun episode to watch. Though I like and hate Crazy Glow. She was such a crucial part to the episode. But what I hate about her is she's my least favorite kind of villain. Not because of the manipulation, but because of how obnoxious she is. She is just like, at every second, I'm just like, just kill her and move on. Just like, Starlight, Dragon Ball Z Kai her back to next Tuesday, with like what you did with Discord a few episodes ago. Just Kamehameha her into non-existence. Like, she's such an obnoxious, evil character, and I love manipulative characters like Starlight. I really love Starlight as a villain, and I feel like this Crazy Glow could have been better if she wasn't manipulating people because they were bloody ignorant as all heck. Like, people were so stupid. Everyone else was so stupid. Anyone that wasn't a main character was so stupid in the episode. It goes like, oh, Twilight left me in church. Yes, Twilight entrusted a child with a school that she admits is difficult to run.
And finally,
I know that Twilight's entrusted children to do tasks before, but not run an entire facility.
Remember, the students do call her out on it, but she backfires it and says, "Oh, we're not dragons. We're ponies."
No, but that was also BS because she didn't have any, she says, "Oh, here's a letter from Starlight." It goes like, "Oh, can I examine said letter? Is there a proper statement from Starlight?" It's just, they bought her story way too easily. The only one that questioned it was the dragon. The dragon was the only competent person. Like, I mean, the other six creatures, the other main student 6 questioned it as well, but everyone else was okay with it and didn't think twice about it.
The reason why I actually agree with what Laser's saying on this is because at the very end, finally one person, correction, I should say one pony out of the group finally says that this goes against what one of the main six actually stands for.
Near the end when she was trying to. Well, and there was a few, but like one person started it. But it's like, yeah, so
right.
It's, like... it's very. Don't worry, kindness is about strapping your friends to with chains to a chair. That's kindness. I'm sure of it. It's the right thing to do.
Like sheep. Remember, these ponies should be really considered like sheep because they're just easy to lead.
I know, and it's so annoying. The ponies are so stupid. They're just like,
that kind of fits real life though, because people can be stupid sometimes.
Okay, well, you know what, Patrick? I'm just gonna say, if you follow a child around the city, I'm going to question your intelligence. When you go to university and it's run by a child, I am going to be straight honest with you and say, why the hell is a child in charge of this school? Patrick, you're being ripped off.
Yeah, but nobody questioned it because Cozy Glow was giving them all good things, like bracelets and friendship things, and like
that doesn't make her a good leader. That just means she has access to resources. That's like saying you have a rich friend that buys you nice stuff all the time. It doesn't make him smart.
Into a good idea that Cozy Glow is this amazing person who gave me this. She wasn't being good. She was just being manipulative in a way where she kept giving people stuff.
Yeah, and again, I think it's clever, but the issue is most of her manipulation only pulled off because everyone else was an idiot.
Well, since when is chaining someone up is magic?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was, that's just, that's normal,
I mean, friendship is magic, but not chaining someone up is friendship.
Fluffy handcuffs are great for bondage.
Okay, stopping that. Moving on. But yeah, like, I think, like, she was a very interesting character, but, like, the biggest issues was her manipulation only worked because of, it's good to a point, but there's a lot of times where she should have had to sell things more because no one questioned her. So her manipulation only worked super well because everyone else was an idiot. As well as her motivation is her just being a power-hungry child, which I think fully justifies locking her up because you can't reason with, you can't reason with someone that's insane, like, to that degree. Like, maybe there could have been other methods where they, like, try to re-educate her and whatnot and turn her straight. But I would have totally just, like, been done with this kid. Because there's no reason.
This is the first time we've seen the ponies of
her idiocy
being thrown, have their emotions changed just for the women to show. They're all for Pinky at one point. They're not in another episode. They all like you. They all hate you.
Yeah, and part of it is also probably just story, right? Most of the time, the students are probably more competent, but they were just dumbed down for plot convenience. In all honesty, but still, it's pretty annoying that, one of her, being one of my kind of favorite kinds of villains only succeeds because the opposition was dumbed down to such a degree.
Just trust her face. It's so cute.
Yeah, but again, I feel like it's a fun episode, and I definitely look into rewatching it and trying to talk about it in greater detail on my own. But I think that's places rather highly, like the 8 or 7 out of 10 range, because it's a very good episode. It's just Crazy Glow just doesn't have very good reasoning for what she does. Like, and for all the people that hate Starlight's backstory, I better not hear. If you start praising Crazy Glow for being a better villain, I'm gonna fight you. Because Starlight at least had a reason for
but Starlight
hating
is no longer a villain anymore. That's the issue. She's the only available villain at this point in time that's still a villain.
And then, like, I also appreciate that they did take time to develop a character that's not, a magical being to make them a villain, so that they were able to make a Pegasus a villain that, I feel like that was very nice done, because a lot of the fans were upset that, like, all of the villains are either, like, unicorns or some magical creature. because they need magic to make so that villains can achieve their goals quicker without as much as development. But Hasbro took the time to develop this character and give her, the components she needed to overpower and take control of the situation.
And she became the most competent villain ever.
Yeah, she's probably one of the smartest and most competent. It's just her reasoning is literally non-existent.
Yes.
Are you saying
it's rolling a fucking dice?
Yeah.
We're not playing D&D in here.
I'm not playing D&D. That's preposterous. Sorry. Trans, you wanted to say something?
I was just wondering, are you actually implying that you were actually trying to find an Earth Pony villain?
Well, I feel like a lot of people were upset that only unicorns and magical creatures were becoming villains because they're easier to overpower people. Hence, Stygian, Starlight, Discord. Like, they were easy to make villains because they just, boom, magic. The ability to overpower their enemies, therefore confrontation. Well, if it was a Pegasus, a normal Pegasus, you could just zap and be done with. Or an Earth Pony, zap and be done with. They developed this character so that she would have the ability to manipulate and overpower and take control of the situation. They gave her enough development to do what she needed to do.
Well, if they actually do have it where they come out with a Earth Pony villain, you'll have the complete set.
Yeah, we can prove that all races are equally evil.
Wait, we already have an Earth Pony villain. Flim and Fan. Only one of them uses magic. The other doesn't.
But they're still unicorns, so that's probably it. Still leads back to them access. They don't need. In fact, Flim and Flam probably would have been better if they just made them Earth Ponies, and then that their entire livelihood was based on swindling people. Like, I think their characters would be a lot better if they were just normal people that came from like nothing and built their way up through swindling and capitalism.
They seem more like the henchman type.
Yeah, but again, I feel like Flim and Flam's characters would basically not change at all if they were Earth Ponies. They just have to use their hooves.
There is another villain. There is Elvis Pony from
Elvis Pony. Yeah, again. Again, Flim and Flam don't need to be unicorns because the Elvis Pony was also a swindler and got along just fine. He was able to manipulate people. So again, they can do it. They just made Flim and Flam unicorns for whatever reason because it looked good on their character design.
I'm just saying is that they don't have one that's one of the main
villain,
type
one
villain.
That we care about.
Yeah. Yeah, not some side person.
Yeah, sorry, Elvis Pony, but you suck. No one loves you.
Wasn't the I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you're fine.
Oh,
wasn't the I'm trying to remember his name, but he was the main villain that turned out to be Shadowplay. Wasn't he an Earth Pony? But then he got taken over.
Stygian was a unicorn, but he hardly used his magic.
Oh.
But again, I count him more as in not really a unicorn villain because he didn't really become a villain until he was overtaken by dark magic. Until he was overtaken by the Shadow Realm. He then just became Shadow Realm Pony. But again, with most MLP villains, they usually just use magical creatures or unicorns, which again, magical creatures. They just use magical sensitive creatures because they're easier villains to create because you need a villain that can overpower the protagonist. Hence, magic makes it easier. In the new season, they had a Pegasus, so she didn't have the easy one-shot magic power. She had to work her way into overpowering them, which was good. Alright.
Yeah.
Is that good for everyone? Because I'm saying the episode's like, an 8 out of 10. So overall, I think diversity compromises at around 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Roughly. I'm not doing math this time. I'm estimating. the best strategy.
Math. It's boring.
I'm guesstimating. That's what we Americans are best at.
I think this might be the end of the stream, Sally. Oh, everybody cry.
I'm not crying. I'm tired. Can I go home now?
Oh wait, where's my paycheck?
Anyway, so it was a great stream, everyone. It was great to have you all here for this voluntary work. As no checks were promised at the beginning of this stream.
I'm totally good at my content. I make decent content. Totally check out Laserhawk. I am Laserhawk.
That's a lie. I don't make content. What is YouTube channel?
Apparently, I don't know either.
Yeah, Trans, we should Google this after the stream.
What the only person here who makes... I make enough videos here to suffice everyone in this call.
Yeah, here, can I just have your channel, Patrick? Can I buy the rights to it? It's what, $5?
No.
Okay. If I actually see Laserhawk, any Laserhawk images.
The next time I make a
there.
video, something's wrong with the world.
Yeah, that'll be in 10 years' time.
Yeah, at this
Okay,
rate.
bye-bye,
Dude, I'm
Lisa.
gonna get kicked out of the Rift City for my own inactivity at this rate. I'm gonna have to kick myself out of the Rift City for inactivity. But anyway, that's been the stream. Thank you all for joining. Thank you to everyone that has joined us. I will be sure to double check to see if that subscriptions and channels are updated, because everyone's YouTube channel should be linked on the Rift City page. Thank you again all for joining us, and then everyone, can we try to say bye on 3, 2, 1?
Don't
bye.
No, I'm not saying bye. No.
All right then, adios. Okay, it should be
Bye,
stopped.
Yeah.
Oh.
All
Well,
right,
that
and
was a
I'm just gonna watch
stream.
the subscriptions and channels are updated.
Alright, I hope
because
hopefully
everyone's YouTube channel
I
should
did
be linked
okay.
on the
I
Rift.
don't
Oh, you
think
were
I
fine.
did
I
best.
really
you were
appreciate
fine.
having you on the stream. It's nice to have new voices.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying you are the voice of Mrs. Wolf? Because that video, cause you are in that video for some reason. And
I am?
It should be
Diana,
stopped.
yeah.
Yeah.
The one that's in
All right, and
other
I'm just gonna watch the subscriptions and channels are updated
Alright, I hope
because